Welcome back to CC News. I'm Sophie, will accompany you for the next 6 minutes. Sliding on to the first news, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has led calls for Mexican authorities to give more protection to reporters after the Mexican journalists began nationwide protests on Tuesday. Protests were held in several cities in Mexico, and demonstrators are demanding authorities to do more to protect journalists, despite a government program that is not helping. Reporters shows their protest by holding a placard reading "Not one more journalist killed, and the truth can be killed." This is happening because of 3 journalists killed in Mexico in 2 weeks. 2 of them were killed in the border city of Tijuana in the first weeks of the year. Crime photographer Margarito Martinez was shot dead outside his house on January 17, while reporter Lourdes Maldonado Lopez was found shot and dead in her car on Sunday. According to RSF, Jose Luis Gamboa, known for his strong critics for local government corruption and officials with link to organized crime, was stabbed earlier this month in the state of Veracruz. Because of the media advocacy group tweeted about the murder of Lopez, who was meant to be under strict protection, RSF responded to them with a rigorous investigation and ensure protection for Lopez families. Since 2012, the government had already introduced a protection plan for journalists, but only fewer than 500 who got the protection. What more shocking is, the journalists that are killed in Tijuana are waiting to get their protection before they were killed. Martinez also waited to get his protection after getting several threats from someone with broad connection to criminals. Reporter Sonia de Anda stated that the mechanism has failed again when journalists feel most vulnerable. As media professionals protested on Tuesday, the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has called for tougher action. Stephanie Dujarric, as a spokesman for Guterres, said that they will call on Mexican authorities to strengthen the protection for journalists, take further steps to prevent attacks, including addressing threats and slurs aimed. The country's president also addressed journalists at a briefing on Tuesday and said the perpetrators will be punished. More than 100 journalists have been killed in Mexico since 2000, and according to Committee to Protect Journalists, 95% of the cases remain unsolved. Because of this, in 2021, Mexico, followed by India, topped its list as the most dangerous places for journalists. Sliding on to the next news, Since shine a spotlight on youth around the world that are breaking down barriers and creating change. The character-driven short films will inspire and amaze as these young change makers tell their remarkable stories. Sif Al-Madanat and Basan Al-Sharif met through the diving community in Aqaba. The duo shared the same passion for conserving the Red Sea. While exploring the Jordanian waters without any instruction, they both starting to collect the trash and put it in their jacket, and they feel proud that they are doing the same thing without any briefing. About 40 million metric tons of plastic end up in the ocean every year. The United Nations estimates that around 800 species are affected by marine debris worldwide, and 80% of the waste is plastic. Safe and Basin saw the urgent need to clean the oceans. Together they launched a non-profit project SEAS. They collaborating with a local brand, Herb & Design, and made a limited edition candles to sell them. The profits used to support the cleaning and maintenance of all 28 dive sites in Aqaba. Safe said that the main objective of Project C is to change the cultural disposal of waste, create a culture of conscious consumerism, and try to recycle, upcycle, and reduce the waste as much as possible. She also said that in their second cleanup, they were sorting and trying to count the items. They even saw a juvenile octopus escape from one of the cans. And after that, they realized how important it is to keep our seas clean. As a result of plastic getting into the sea, fish, seabirds, turtles, and marine mammals can become entangled in debris or eat it, which can cause them to drown, suffocate, or starve. Coral reefs can become infected with white band disease, which can lead to a coral tissue destruction. The passion of Project CEAS is gaining traction. Companies are eager to get involved and sponsor the future cleanup dives. Basin also runs a community center for Palestinian refugees alongside the Project CEAS. By starting the production of tote bags, she could integrate both aspects of her life. She decided to produce tote bags made of upcycled products to support the local woman who actually put this bag together. The organization regularly holds campaigns in Aqaba, and more than 80 volunteers from 25 countries have splashed into the sea, traveling specifically to Jordan to assist the cleanup. More than 16,000 plastic pieces along with metal, glass, paper, and clothing have been collected so far. Project C has big plans for the future, and they hope to raise awareness about marine pollution and its effects on human life on social media platforms and educational materials targeted at young people. Basin explained that how they already see the results of their efforts. While shares a photo from the younger generation on beach collecting the trash, those stories are actually make her continue to do what she do. The Project C initiative aims to protect marine life in Aqaba through positive and cultural and lifestyle changes. That's all for the news. Thank you and have a good day.